What's up, guys? I'm excited to make this video. I've got a lot to go into it. I've got some notes down. A lot of this is going to be raw emotion. Just, when I was watching that game, I couldn't put stuff on a pad of paper because so much was going on. I was too much rooting as a fan, screaming my head off, right? I want to start off with the first thing that I want to hit on being addressed to Purdue fans. Okay? There was a lot of comments on our play and coaching and what we were doing within the game. I saw a lot of stuff like Twitter, stuff like that. There's a lot of posts going on. If you watch Sleepers Media, again, they hit on it. Greg talked about it in their last video for the recap, complaining that every possession was a 3-point shot. Guys, go and watch every single game that Nebraska plays and tell me what happens. For every single team, tell me what that happens. They force you to shoot threes almost every possession. I said that in the preview. They force teams to shoot over 50% of their shots from beyond the arc because they deny the entry pass and hound the paint, and they force you to shoot threes, and then they force you to shoot a bad percentage from three because they contest a lot of them, and it works. It works. Guys, they were, 21-2 going into this game? It works. The only way that it gets beat is losing on the boards or teams lighting it up and making those shots. Guys, they've done that forever. They did it when we had Edey. They denied the post. They make you shoot threes. That's why we lost, even having Edey. We lost when they had Imanaga, or however you say his name. Because their scheme has not changed. In the past, however many seasons, 5 or 6 seasons, the scheme has stayed the same. This year, they have better personnel. The scheme has not changed. They deny entry passes, and they force you to shoot threes. Hold on. I don't have enough space. Complaining about getting 3-point shots or that every possession is a 3-point shot, to me, is just crazy. We are a team that shoots 37.7% as a team. That is a high percentage. We've got guys, Omar, Jack, Fletcher, Braden, CJ, Jakari sometimes. All those guys are capable shooters. Their scheme is set to get destroyed by teams that shoot the ball well. And we're a team that shoots the ball well. We won this game without shooting the ball well. I had it pulled up. We went 13 for 46 behind the arc. Shot 28%. I would say 85% of those, going back, I would want us to shoot them again. My only complaint on some of these shots, and it's not even the fact that it's a 3-point shot. My complaint on some of the shots were the fact on the timing in the shot clock, right? There was a few possessions where it's early in the shot clock. I know CJ had a pull-up 3 transition. Fletch had a few that was early in the shot clock, 20 seconds left, right? When they're coming back, yes, take longer in the shot clock. Is the final result still probably going to be a 3? Yes, because that is what Nebraska's scheme is, and that's what they force you to shoot. We should live with that because we are a capable shooting team to blow it up. And that's why it started 22-1. Right? Or we had that 14-1 start, the 22 to whatever that they had. That's why we started off so hot, right? We got good looks. We started off hot and we hit them, right? We just went cold. Okay? The shots just stopped falling. That happens. That doesn't mean it's not the right shot. For anybody that turned around and said, when Fletcher was having his bad stretch and complaining about him shooting a shot, no, you don't complain. Steph Curry, okay, say he's 0 for 20 for his last 3-pointers. If he's wide open for the next one, are you going to complain that he's going to shoot it? Absolutely not. He's the greatest shooter of all time. Fletcher Loyer is going to go down as one of the best shooters in college. He's right now known as a 40% shooter. He's in his 4 years. He has been a knockdown shooter. They know that that's his role. He executes it well. Yeah, he shot 17 of them, and he was what? Where's he at? 4 for 17. I don't care. I would have told him to go back and shoot all 17 of them. Because he's a shooter. Right? Those are shots we want. If the final shot of a game, or if any shot we get is an open Fletcher Loyer shot, and we miss it, or that loses us the game, you'll live with that. Because the percentage of a shot for us as a team, that is such a high percentage shot. He shoots it as a high clip. You want your best shooters shooting shots. And if it's not going in, it's not going in. But I'm not going to tell him to stop shooting. I had to take that off my chest. That just annoyed me. Right? Okay. Other points. Alright. You look at the stat sheet. Like I said, we shot 13 for 46 on 3. We shot a lot of them. Because that's what Nebraska forces you to do. A lot of them were open. And we just stopped hitting. They outshot us 12 for 32. 38%. They outshot us by 10%. They shot field goal percentage, 44%. 26 for 59. We were 28 for 76. 37%. Free throws. Wasn't much of a difference. 13 for 20 for them. 11 for 20 for us. Right? Guys, we did not even play good. Statistically, we did not even play good. Offensively. Talking about scoring. We didn't even have a good game. If you complain about this win, I don't think you understand basketball. Right? We are a good offensive team. Ken Palm says it. We're ranked top 3. Very efficient. Okay? We had an off offensive night. We won because of the effort on the glass. We won because our team never stopped. Because they competed harder than Nebraska did. It's the same thing that happened in the IU Purdue game. IU won because they never stopped. They kept playing hard the whole game. Their effort never gave up. Yeah, we gave up whatever it was, a 20-some point lead. Okay? But our effort never flipped. I didn't see... Body language has been so bad with this team. There's been so many times where Braden turns it over and throws his hands up. There was so many times when Trey gets a foul and complains. You did not see that in this game. Guys, that is the biggest takeaway from this. Obviously, it's so big that we won this game. It's so big that we won this game. Should it have been as close as it was at the end? No. We shouldn't have gotten to that situation. I agree. But there's so much good to take away from this that affects the rest of the season. If we lost this game, especially after how we rebounded, the rest of the season, Big Ten is out of play. It's still hard now. Illinois lost. It helps us out, okay? We got to get Michigan to lose a few. But the effort that we have seen from this team in the previous games was not even close, could not even compare to what the effort was in this last game. And that is what we have been begging for. That is what makes winning plays. We had been begging for them to get on the floor. This is pretty well all minus Braden. Get on the floor. Give 110% all game. We had been lacking that, and you could see that it wasn't happening in these last few games. The energy in this game is what won this game. We didn't shoot it well. Trey was our most efficient player, 3 for 5. He had 6 points. Oscar had 12 points. He was 5 for 9. Our stars, Braden, 5 for 15. Fletcher, 5 for 20. We didn't win because we played great offensively. And I think that means so much more is because this team is so capable of playing good offensively. Everything else that we did so good of, now just put together good offense, playing efficiently to our standards, and this effort. We are such a good team. And if you can't see that, you don't see the bigger picture. I think this flips the switch. I think this changes the way this team approaches this next step. They have talked all season. We want to win a national championship. We want a Big Ten championship. You've heard Fletcher say it. You've heard Braden say it. TKR has said it. That's why they came back. But we haven't seen that effort from them in games previously for that to happen. It was a lot of talk, and it didn't seem like there was effort to back that up. That changed in this game. We saw that effort from every single player on that floor. CJ and Trey both left with gashes on their face. We haven't seen that intensity in the last few games. And to win in this fashion, we blew a lead. We stayed poised in overtime. We didn't play well offensively. We won off of effort, and I already said that. But we had Trey and Clough alone had 32 rebounds. Guys, Oscar Clough himself had 10 offensive rebounds. Nebraska as a team had 6. We had 21 offensive rebounds. Do you know how insane that is? Their defense, they're a good defensive rebounding team. They're 18th nationally for defensive rebound. And we got 21 offensive rebounds. Because Clough came alive and he remembered how to play basketball. See ball, get ball. That's what he did. We saw what we saw at the beginning of the season from him come back. Everything had to do with effort, and we saw it from 1 through 5. If we can put that together, and obviously 19 rebounds from Trey and 14 from Clough, that's probably not going to happen on an every game basis, right? That's probably high numbers. Just a fraction of that, half of that effort. It's simply effort. When Trey got brought out to the perimeter, sprint back down to the glass, goes up and gets it. That's the effort we've been lacking. That's the effort that lost us previous games, because we didn't have that. I'm just going to keep reiterating that because that's the biggest thing I took away from this team or from this game. We won this strictly on effort. We shot so poorly. 55% from free throws. We missed 6 or 9. We were 2 for 9 in the second half in overtime. That's terrible. But we deserved it more. We outplayed them on our hustle. We outplayed them. Braden, diving on the ball. Jack, steal in the corner, calling a timeout. That's big. That's all effort. Everything that we have asked this team to do that they have not been doing, they did. And they shot the ball poorly. But to complain about getting 3-point attempts is absolutely insane because that's what Nebraska forces you to do, and that we should be okay with that. We've got shooters. They just didn't fall, and it happens. That's what happens in basketball. It comes down to whoever puts the ball in the hoop more than the other team. And we did that. I thought we did a great job defensively. The first half defensively was great. CJ played great on Price. He ended with 15, 4 of 12, 2 for 9 on threes. I thought he was all up in him. Made it very hard for him to get going. Mast had a good game. He hadn't been shooting well. He comes out and hits 4 threes. 4 for 7. Okay? But he hadn't been shooting well. We forced him into tough shots. He made shots. But defensively, defensively, Clough and Trey had them in shambles. They could not stop them. Right? When we scored in the paint, is because we had positioning. And when we get an entry pass, it's not going to last long because they come down and double. They were smart. I thought Trey played very poised. He didn't even attempt a shot in the first half. You know how hard that is for somebody of his caliber to just be okay with not shooting the ball? Right? You want to go out there. You want to get your touches. You want to score. He had 5 shot attempts, and all 5 were in the second half. He played his role. He didn't force anything. He made big shots. And he impacted the game. He went out there and got 19 rebounds. Clough and TKR just about out-rebounded their whole team. They ended with 37 rebounds total as a team. What did I say they had? 32? 19? Yeah. We had 32. Those two had 32 to their 37. That was all effort. Clough completely changed the way he had been playing. Getting to the right spot. Getting a body on somebody. Defensively, I thought, TKR had 4 fouls. I thought both of them looked good defensively. Both of them had good possessions of being walled up and not hacking, not fouling. That's what we've asked them to do. Mast is a good player. He's a good player. He had a good stat line. 18 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. Didn't turn it over. We forced him to 6 rebounds. Kept him off the glass. Offensively, we sought him out. Got him fouled out. Made him make some bad plays. Right? Offensively, he's a good player. He made plays. But nothing came easy. When they went on that run in the second half, we went cold as a team. I didn't think we had a lot of lapses on defense or anything. They're a good team. They went on a run because they're a good team. We didn't. Yes, there are things you can nitpick and say we messed up on this a few times. But look at the other games and look how much better it was. Nebraska went on a run because they're a good team. They know how to play basketball. They were 21-2 going into this game. They're not going to fold. Just because we got a big lead doesn't mean the game is not over. They're not just going to give up. Right? That's why they came back. They had a much better second half than they did first. It happens. That's what happens in sports. That's what happens in basketball. They had a better second half than they had a first half. And that doesn't mean effort changed. That doesn't mean that they're a worse team. That doesn't mean we started sucking. They went on a run because they're a good basketball team. They made plays. Their guys started to come alive a little bit. We had them rattled. But that a good team is not going to give up in that situation, and they didn't. Okay, that was a lot of ranting. Let's try to hit individually. Go down our roster and talk about their play. Trey, 6 points, 3 for 5, 19 rebounds, 2 assists to 2 turnovers. Right? I thought Trey did such a good job of playing the role that we needed him to play for this game. Go out there, set the tone, be an energy guy, go out there, corral the glass. And he did just that. A guy that averaged 20 points last year. Averaged like 12 shots a game or something like that. It might have been higher. Stayed content with shooting 5 shots. You know how easy it would have been for him to go out there and I need my touches and force some shots up. You know how easy it is, like as a shooter too, when, they're forcing you away or they're face guarding you and you're not getting your shots up. That flusters you. You want to get your shots up. I thought he stayed very poised and played well, not getting attempts. He didn't force. He knew what the game plan was. He knew what Nebraska did, how they take away the paint, and they executed. Clough, 12 points, 5 for 9, 2 for 5 on the free throws. We could fix that a little bit. 14 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds, 2 blocks. He's been a cone on defense. He was not a cone on defense. He had a crazy block, pinned it up against the backboard against Braden Frager. Frager is a freak athlete. He jumps high. Yeah, he had an ankle injury earlier, so you could add that to it. But Frager is a good athlete. Clough made a good play. All these things that we were asking him to do that he hadn't been doing in previous games came alive. And some of this, the high rebounding numbers from Trey, I know we've seen it multiple times from Clough earlier in the season. All this stuff are things that we can do on a night basis. Now, maybe not to the extreme of 19 and 14 on the boards. But the effort is what can stay. And that's what I'm saying is such a big takeaway, is that the amount of effort that they played with, they showed that they had heart, they showed that they had passion, that they truly want to go out, win the Big Ten, that this means something to them. We hadn't seen that. And you could see that in all their plays. Clough played 30 minutes. Obviously, there's 5 minutes from overtime, so 25, right? Daniel only played 5 minutes. I thought it was the right decision. Clough was dominating, right? I think that's something that has to happen on a night basis. Clough's got the better matchup. Clough's going out there dominating. You got to play him. I thought going small was the right decision. When you're small, you're able to guard the perimeter better, right? When a team is down, especially a good three-point shooting team like Nebraska, they're going to shoot more threes. They're trying to get back in the game. Okay? With a smaller lineup, that takes that away a little bit. So when we went small and Jack was playing the 4, I thought that was the right decision. Then we had 4 shooters on the court. We just weren't hitting shots at that point. It happens. But I didn't think that was the wrong decision. And then he turns around and makes a great... Jack, I thought he played a great game. And he was 1 for 3 behind the arc. He was 2 for 5 on field goals. Had 7 points. 2 for 2 free throws. He had a great steal. The inbound. which I can argue as well. I thought the officiating in the second half of the game got really questionable. But another point to hit on, right? We've had multiple games where we've let the officiating dictate our body language, dictate the rest of our game. We've let it go in to how we were playing. We've let bad officiating or a missed call affect the rest of our game. And we didn't do that. We kept playing. The effort never stopped. I thought he did a great job on the inbound. Fletch was struggling to get it in. He got it in. Gets hit. I thought it should have been a foul. They didn't call it. Stayed poised. Made the pass. Was it to Fletch? Right? Okay. I mean, there was so much good to take away from that a lot of it's got to be effort. It's everything that we have lacked, and everything I have complained about has been more effort, right? Shots are going to fall, but you have to be able to generate good looks, and we generated good looks. They just didn't fall. They're gonna fall. We're a good shooting team. They're gonna fall, but we have to know that we can get those looks, right? And it doesn't matter if you can't stop anybody, if you can't rebound. We did all those things. And credit to Nebraska for not giving up. They played a good game. They came out, didn't start super hot. But, I mean, Mass kept them in it. Sanford came alive for a little bit. I thought positioning, there's no, organization of this. This is just top of my mind, whatever's going on. I thought defensively, our positioning looked so much better. Rotations, we had, obviously, you're going to have a few lapses every once in a while. I thought back cuts and stuff, I thought we handled them well. They scored a few times on them, but I thought we were in the right spots to defend them. I didn't feel like there's too many times where two people are getting brought to the ball and then somebody's wide open. I didn't think we allowed them to have super great looks. I didn't think they got back into the game because they were getting wide open looks because we were playing bad defense. I think they scored because they were playing good offense. That's what good teams do. I thought Clough and TKR both, again, did a good job defensively. I thought Jack did a good job when he was in there playing. There was a few times that I will say I thought he over-rotated, came over, left his guy a little bit. But I thought he played physical. He played well. He didn't allow them to just get whatever they wanted. Right? We forced Mass to... Mass had a good game. I thought his inside touches, he looked very uncomfortable. And he's a good player from there. I thought we did a good job of containing him. He hit some outside shots. He's not shooting good in Big Ten play. He got some good looks. They went down. We also forced him to airball one in the middle of their comeback. Right? We forced them into some of the things that we wanted. We stayed poised till the end of the game. We won because we gave it all our effort. CJ got that offensive rebound. Jack got an offensive rebound. When it got rebounded and got kicked out to... Well, one, I was questioning why Braden didn't shoot it. But when it got kicked out to Fletch, I got nervous. I always get a little nervous when Fletch tries to take it to the cup. But he made the good play. He slowed himself down. Got the entry pass, which was a hard pass, I thought. Not an easy pass, at least. Clough finished it. We wouldn't have been in that situation. We made free throws. But that's my point. We didn't even have a good offensive game, shooting-wise. Free throws, three-point percentage, field goal percentage. We did not even play great offensively. But effort-wise, we controlled that game. And if they can collectively put that together for a whole game, yes, we need some more consistency. The first half was great. We played awesome. We shot well too, right? Consistently put that together for 2 halves. In a game, we're not going to attempt 46 threes on a regular basis. That's just, you have to adapt to the way they guard. But there's so much good to take away, and I thought the bench played, all right. I thought Jakari had some good defensive moments. Jack, I thought, played an important 19 minutes. Omer came in and hit a 3. We played hard, and that's what we've been asking for. Good looks that don't fall are still good looks, right? We had a lot of good looks that didn't fall, but that's basketball. It happens. I don't know. You look at Fletcher was 4 for 17 from 3, right? He started the game looking like he was going to be hot. I still want him shooting those shots. I thought there was a few that were maybe a tad rushed, but they're still good looks. They're going to fall. We've seen the last 2 games. They're going to fall. Braden didn't even shoot good either. He shot better than Fletch. 3 for 9, but he had multiple of his dribble pull-ups that didn't go. But I still want him shooting those shots. Those are his shots. Right? We know that he's very capable of getting to the mid-range pull-up fadeaway. That's his shot. He hits it at a high percentage. I think he was shooting 50-some% in field goal percentage in Big Ten play. That's absurd because we know the type of shots he makes or shoots. The fadeaways, stuff like that. That he's capable of making those shots. You want your good players, your star players, taking shots. They just didn't fall, right? That happens. Credit to Nebraska. They're a good defensive team, and they played well defensively. We came in and had a good plan, and it worked. Okay, then shots stopped falling. I don't really have much more to say. This was more of a rant than anything. But I think this just shows so much for this team on what we can be, especially when we have a good offensive night. But it just feels so good, one, to come out with a win, right? Nobody coming into this game, a lot of people doubted us. A lot of people doubted them on being able to finish this game, being able to win this game. A lot of people said it could be a blowout. And based off of our effort from the previous games, that's a fair assessment. But they didn't come out and play like that. Came out and played hard. I think that's every reason to just love this team, right? There's more improvement to happen, but there's so much improvement in just this game that I think this flip switched. And obviously we have to see how they do it against Iowa. But I think that's going to stay. I think that effort stays. And that's a big difference for us. Lost games have been on effort. And this kind of energy going into this stretch of the season makes a big difference. Our upcoming schedule is not easy. Nebraska, I previously said, I think that was our hardest matchup. Pinnacle Bank is not easy to play in, especially with the team that Nebraska is this year. It's not easy to play in. We saw that. That place was packed. It was rocking. It was loud. We got Iowa, Michigan, Indiana, Michigan State, Ohio State, Northwestern, Wisconsin. Personally, we come in and play with the energy that we played with against Nebraska. We play against like that, against all these teams. I think we clean slate. I say that confidently. This team is very much capable of that when they give this type of effort. I have confidence in this team. I know more shots are gonna fall, but when we out hustle teams like that, we set the tone. You know, Michigan's gonna be a tough matchup, but we got them at home. We got Michigan State at home. Right? We play at Iowa. And we still got to get Wisconsin again. Or we haven't played them yet this year, have we? I thought we did. Yeah, we did. I'm confident in this team. They keep this effort up. I like our chances. And I'm very impressed. I'm very proud of the way they came out and responded in this game. I was very happy with the way Painter was coaching things. I thought personnel, everything was on point. You know, everything that I've been asking for happened in this game, minus some more shots made. But I'm excited. I'm excited to watch this stretch of games. I'm excited going into March. I'm confident in this team. They showed that they've got that fire. Well, obviously, they've got to play, just with that energy. We'll see if they continue that. I have confidence that they're going to, but again, if they continue that, I have so much confidence in this team. That's all I got to say. So, thank you guys for stopping back in. If you watched the game, and if as a Purdue fan, I know that you were definitely. I was screaming. I lost my voice. I was so back and forth. I was screaming because we were doing great, and it's getting close. But I'm just glad we came out with a win. Credit the floor crew for not wiping that spot up. Anyways, thanks for wow. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. Be ready for Iowa preview video. We play them on Saturday, so that video might come out Saturday morning. Sorry guys, but yeah. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for supporting. I'm still having a great time doing this. I love it. So much fun just ranting about Purdue or dropping everything about the games. So thank you guys for stopping by and stay tuned for the next one.